If you're wanting to make a masterpiece, you gotta be willing to get your hands dirty. Here's your look at new Trick or Treat Studios' Damien Leon's Terrifier, the 1/6 scale Art the Clown figure. Trick or Treat Studios and Damien Leon present the official Terrifier Art the Clown 1/6 scale figure. This amazing figure features 30 points of articulation, 4 interchangeable hands, and a saw accessory. The figure is fully dressed in screen-accurate clothing and comes in a beautiful collector's box with flip-back window display. Figure is approximately 12 inches tall. Just before we get a closer look at Terrifier's Art the Clown, let me send out a big thank you to the folks over at Trick or Treat Studios that kindly provided the sample of Art the Clown that we could have a look at in this video. If you guys are looking to pick up Art the Clown and add it to your own personal horror collection, it's available right now over on their website. I'll provide the link down below in the video description. And in January, look to find the Selfie Murder Edition of Art the Clown, which would be a bloodied version of this figure that we're looking at in this video. Like I said, it's going to be available in January. I'll provide the link down below to both versions of Art the Clown if you're looking to pick these ones up for yourself. With that being said, let's grab ourselves the ruler and put it right to the very top of Art the Clown. Now, they say the figure's about 12 inches in height. And looking at this, if we factor in his hat, Art the Clown is in actual fact 12.5 inches in height, or about 32 centimeters tall. The figure does not include a display stand. However, over on Trick or Treat's website, they are offering up a Terrifier 1/6 scale figure stand. So if you are looking to pick up a stand to go along with this figure, it's again going to be available over on Trick or Treat's website. Let's though have a look at the accessories that actually do in fact come included with Art the Clown. Starting first, he comes included with his hacksaw. The hacksaw does look rusted and used, although there's no blood anywhere on the hacksaw, so it doesn't look like he's actually used it to cut anybody yet. That reminds me, I wonder if down the road they could release maybe a Don Sissy 6-scale figure. I guess they probably could release that around the time that they're hacking the prices in half and maybe are offering up the figure at half off. I'm here all day. Anyways, looking at the hacksaw, though, you can see it's got some really nice paint work done to it. Even has the electrical tape that's wrapped around the handle portion of it. It's made of generally a pretty good plastic. It's got a slight bit of give to it, but I would rather a softer plastic being used for the accessories than a more rigid plastic and more susceptible to breaking. As you can see, softer plastic definitely wins all the time. This does fit into his hand, although not the hands that are currently in the sockets of his forearms. Currently, right now, he has a pair of relaxed hands. But to go along with that, he gets himself a bloodied version of a gloved hand. You can see right there. I like the fact that this one does have the little pinky sticking up. And this one actually serves the purpose perfectly for holding the hacksaw. To fit the hacksaw onto his hand, luckily the hands are also made of a softer plastic, so the handle fits fairly easy into that. And you can kind of get the handle of the hacksaw resting on the bottom of the finger, the pinky finger right there. And to change out the hands, all you have to do is take the figure here, just roll up his sleeve just a little bit to gain access to the peg joint, and just wiggle the hand off the peg. You're only getting the pegs that are actually attached to the forearms. You're not getting extra pegs. So you want to make sure that the peg stays behind on the forearm when you're removing it. And then just go ahead and add the new hand that you want to use in place. And there he is with the hacksaw. It's probably going to be the way I'm going to display, I think, Art the Clown's with the hacksaw myself. Getting the figure still to stand. Just straighten out his feet a little bit here. The figure also comes included with a scalpel. Now, the scalpel looks to be permanently attached to the hand, which is, again, a good idea because I don't think having the scalpel be a separate piece and then having to worry about navigating in between the thumb and the pointer finger is probably just more work than what it was necessary. I'm glad to see, again, that they actually attached the scalpel to the hand. And the scalpel, again, is made of a softer plastic, less likely to break. The blood has been certainly saturated all across the gloves here. You can see both top and bottom of Art the Clown's gloves. Boy, does that look nice. Even right down to the fact that they actually put the little snap on the bottom of the gloves. A nice little touch of detail I appreciate that they've done. Those are the accessories that come included with the figure. I guess we can go ahead then and take the hacksaw out of his hand. One thing I did notice, though, with the pinky finger, if you have the hacksaw a little further past the finger, it's a little more likely to fall out of its hand. If you bring the hacksaw just a little further up and you sort of have it resting onto the pinky finger, it's less likely to fall out of his hand. With that being said, let's go ahead and just remove that and put that to the side and get a closer look at the figure itself. What a terrifying sight to see is Art the Clown here, perfectly replicated as a 6-scale figure. He even has his little tiny top hat up the top corner, which isn't removable. It's part of the mold here. The face is really good, though. And I like that when you're looking at the white, for example, even though there's a lot of white and black happening on this figure, that even like the white, looking at it, seems very different than the face paint white. You can see right there. The face paint almost has a bit more of a sheen going for it, almost a bit of a more pearl color white, whereas the actual hood of his cowl actually is more of a solid white. It has just the amount of blood that I think sells the idea of what Art the Clown does for a living. And believe you me, it's a living that none of us, I think, would want to be part of. The blood is just delicately splattered across the face, but not too much that pulls away from the molding of the sculpt. The head sculpt, like I said, is very good to the movie. As you can see, it's got the darker area of the eyes, painted nicely in the black. The eyebrows have also been drawn and very cleanly applied, and you can see his ugly-looking teeth have also been discolored in a blood red as well. Really like the head sculpt here. Now for his neck, actually his neck is one piece here. So when it comes to the articulation of the figure that we'll talk about in here in a second, the ball joint is actually down here, and it works to serve as both moving the neck of the figure and also as well the head. It's all one piece. As for the rest of the body here, I wanted to put this figure down just for 1 second. And just in case you guys certainly wanted to see, just bring in another figure that Trick or Treat Studios have made. We can bring in Michael Myers. Just in case you guys wanted to see if there was a difference in height, it looks as if they're probably using the same bodies underneath the outfits. Of course, the outfits are drastically different. Michael Myers is wearing himself the one coverall here, whereas Art the Clown's got himself more of a clown suit. And the material, as we talk about more in a second, is definitely very much a clown kind of parachute material that they've used. But it does look like the figures are very similar to one another, their body makeups being almost, I'm sure, identical underneath the costumes that they're wearing. Because it does seem like they are using the same body, it results in Art the Clown being a very thinner looking figure, which I guess works better for a character like Art the Clown, especially when it comes to his costume simply just draping over top of his body. Again, the material that they used is that replicates one that a clown would be wearing. It's sort of more of a parachute material in alternating colors of the white and the black. And then, of course, he's got the pom-poms in the middle here that have been firmly attached to the suit itself. Just be careful, of course, that you're not going to tug those. They may remove. The back, just behind the collar piece here, is actually the zipper. This gains access to the figure that's underneath, and I guess fairly easy to remove if you wanted to, or if something did break inside the figure, at least you don't have to take everything apart to try to get access to it. Again, you're just literally unzipping the back of the suit. The suit, like I said, is fairly baggy, but that would be accurate to the way it was in the actual movie. And again, he's got the big collar piece that goes around his neck as well, which looks to be sewn as part of his suit, not as a separate piece. I do like the ruffles that they actually did for the collar. The alternating colors, again, they overlaid the white to the black, and it looks like they have sewn them together, so everything is nicely seamed and stitched together here in Art the Clown. Of course, we can also roll up his sleeves to show you that underneath it, he does have, it looks as if the same arms that the ones that you would have used for Michael Myers, and of course his gloves are the things that are brand new to the figure. They are just attached via the pegs. Again, you've got the nice little blood saturated across the glove itself. Little dots of blood just to tell you where he's been and who he's killed. Really, really nice looking gloves though. As we get a little bit further down on the figure, again, very baggy on the pants. Down below, they've stitched cuffs at the bottoms of the legs, and they've actually done the same as well to the sleeves here on the top of the outfit as well. And we get a little bit lower down, we can also bring up the pant leg here to expose his big, giant clown shoes. Consistently staying with the theme of black and white, you can see that the boots themselves are sort of almost looking like military boots with big giant lips, big giant fronts to them, the way the clowns would normally have had them. You can see as well they've painted the actual eyelets on the laces on either side in silver, and they have actually slightly scuffed up the bottoms of the shoes, so it looks like something he would have actually been wearing around. There is no blood anywhere on the costume other than in really just the gloves and also in the face. Again, if you wanted to get yourself the selfie murder edition, basically the whole mentality would be flipped and he would be entirely soaked in blood. That's certainly a figure I would like to pick up down the road. As for the articulation on Art the Clown, we'll start things off first with the head sculpt. Again, such a terrifying looking head sculpt on Art the Clown. But his head is on a ball joint, so it does move up and it does move down, and it also can move back and forth. And of course, you can rotate it all the way around. Rotating it all the way around does sort of get hung up, as you can see, as it twists its way all the way around. So I probably wouldn't recommend trying to twist the head all the way around. I'm not sure why you'd want to really do that with your figures anyways. As for the arms very comfortably come out at a 90-degree angle bend. There doesn't seem anything restricting at all. And because of the type of material that they used for his clown suit, everything again sits really nice and baggy on the suit. And it doesn't, again, prevent any bit of articulation. It seems like he does have a shoulder crunch that moves forward and back. Again, he can move the arms forward and back this way as well. He seems to have a bicep swivel, a double hinge on the elbow, and he also has the articulation in the hands. Just in case, again, you wanted to see what it looks like underneath. There's the double ball joint in the elbow. There's one and there's two. So again, you got a nice bend of motion here happening with Art the Clown's arms. Let's put his sleeves down here. There we go. As for his upper torso, just be mindful, of course, of those pom-poms. The upper torso is on a ball joint. And it looks as well, the figure also has a lower torso ball joint too. The legs split out quite generously here on Art. You can bring the legs forward, you can bring the legs back. He has a swivel at the top where the thigh connects. He also has a double hinge on the knee. As well, when we roll up again the pants, he has the articulation. Now what they've done here is they've cut the bottom of the leg, or where the calf is, and that allows the articulation for the boot to swivel back and forth. The figure's boot itself is also on a ball joint, so you can move it up and down this way, and you can also rock Art the Clown's ankles this way as well. So the figure is fairly articulated. Get him everything straightened up here in Art the Clown, straighten up his suit here. I would certainly say if you get the chance, give yourself a watch of the Terrifier movie. Again, they've got now a sequel out as well. And I think like Trick or Treat Studios has done a really great job on Art the Clown here. May not be everybody's cup of tea. More people are, I'm sure, familiar with Michael Myers than they would be, say, Art the Clown. But it's nice to see that they are expanding out, not just doing the Michael Myers, but also considering other horror properties as well. As we certainly have seen with some video footage, they've got a whole bunch of brand new 6-scale figures in the pipeline of things that they are going to be releasing down the road. Art the Clown sort of followed things up from Michael Myers here. And again, being that we already have Michael Myers and now what we see here with Art the Clown, I think the horror franchises in 6-scale format are in good hands with the folks over at Trick or Treat Studios. Just a couple of things I wanted to tack on here in final looks as Art the Clown spins around on the old rotisserie. I did mention as well that there's Terrifier 2, but Terrifier 2 isn't out yet. It's coming out in 2022. So if you wanted to see the gory exploits of Art the Clown, you can check out the original Terrifier film that came out in 2017, or predating that in 2013, the low-budget horror film All Hallows Eve also features an appearance of Art the Clown. I did also mention as well that the figure seemed to share the same body as Michael Myers. That doesn't seem to be the case. Going back and double-checking Michael Myers, I think they were all relegated to having single hinge joints in the elbow. So in fact, Trick or Treat Studios have upped the articulation game on Art the Clown here, giving him in fact 2 joints in the elbows instead of just the 1. A big thank you, though, to the folks over at Trick or Treat Studios that provided, again, the sample of the Art the Clown, regular released Art the Clown that we could have a look at in this review, which, again, is available right now over on their website, along with the Terrifier display stand. So if you are looking to pick up the figure for yourself and you want a unique custom display stand for Art, that's available over on their website. And just remember, again, in January, they're looking to ship out the Selfie Murder Edition version of this figure, which is basically going to be this version figure, just covered and doused in blood. I can't believe they're calling it the Selfie Murder Edition. But what do you guys think of the Terrifier Art the Clown 6-scale figure? Let me know down below in the comments section. And hey now, if you are new to this channel, you're enjoying the content that you're seeing, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell notification and make sure, yes, you're keeping your peepers peeled, because we will be looking at more Trick or Treat Studios reviews coming your way in the not so distant future. As always, guys, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.